Yeah, streaming. Are we streaming? Oh, subhanallah. Bismillah. Oh, I'm live. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I think I'm live. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Your Tajweed, helping you read. I think I'm live, so if you can hear me before we start, inshallah, can people please tell me in the comment section below? Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, I'm just gonna keep talking until someone puts it in the comment section below, inshallah. So, welcome to Your Tajweed, helping you read. This is our second live test for live streaming onto YouTube. I've never done it before, alhamdulillah. So, Brother Arshad, mashallah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for joining. So, give us some feedback, inshallah. Okay, so this is our second live test. I did a qaida lesson about 45 minutes ago. And right now we are going to do Quran, inshallah. Now, what I've decided to do, we're going to do Surah Al Humazah. Okay, this is going to follow the lessons on Juz Amma, and I will try to put the playlist in the section below. And we did Juz Amma series whereby we took one surah, one rule, and one lesson. So from An Nas to Al Fil. So there are 10 surahs we've already done. So inshallah, today we're going to cover Surah Al Humazah, which is the 11th surah, and we're going to cover lesson on rule of Iqlab. But there is a prerequisite for that, and for this you're going to need to check Your Tajweed Made Easy, which is a free resource, alhamdulillah, from Love for Quran. The links for them, the resources, are also on my website. You can also go to loveforquran.com, but you can also go to Tajweed/resources, and you're going to see a copy of Your Tajweed Made Easy. And this is going to be lesson 16 and 18, which is on pages 20 and 21. So I'll give you a few minutes, inshallah, to gather that. While I do this, I want to see if there are any questions so far. Can everyone hear me correct? I do apologize if this is a bit rough, because this is the first time, well, the first day, but this is my second time in the first day. Alhamdulillah. So Muaz, you're back, mashallah. Okay. My phone keeps, please don't try to send me messages right now, inshallah. And if you have people who want to join, you can send them forward the message, inshallah. Ma fi mushkila, no problem. Okay. Oh, mashallah. Mashallah. Barakallahu feekum, Sheikh. My teacher has just corrected me on something. I should not say noon sakin, it's noon sakina. Alhamdulillah. Barakallahu feekum, Sheikh. As usual, Imam Yahya, thank you for joining. And if you find any mistake, please do correct. Yes, I do want to point out that it is possible that I can make mistakes, and we're all students. Please, if you find mistakes, please correct me, inshallah, or contact me afterwards. And may Allah forgive us for our shortcomings. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so if we go to message keeps coming in. Let's see who's coming in. Okay, alhamdulillah. Right, go to Your Tajweed Made Easy, inshallah. We're going to go on page 20. And on page 20, it's lesson 16. It says there noon sakin, but I've been corrected. It's noon sakina and tanween. Now, to know certain rules of tajweed of the Quran, there is a pair of rules which go together. Especially at our stages, we learn there are 4 eyes. So, namely, idhar, iqlab, ikhfa, and idgham. Okay. So these 4 eyes, when you have either a noon sakina or tanween before them, you apply certain rules. So together, all these 4 rules, they will cover all 28 alphabets of the Arabic letters, inshallah. So on page 20, lesson 16, it says, in Your Tajweed Made Easy, look at the examples below and look at what a noon sakinah and tanween look like. The reason for this is that if certain letters come after a noon sakinah or tanween, then there will be a rule taking place, which I've just mentioned. For this lesson, you need to identify both. Okay. Now, for our purpose today, we are doing the sound of the noon sakinah. So the tip of the tongue, it sticks to the palate for a lot of these sounds. Obviously, when we do something called ikhfa, the tip of the tongue will be somewhere different. Okay, let's take one example. First, we have a letter circle. It says noon with a sukoon on top. Okay, next word is min, min. So you put the tip of the tongue to the palate, inshallah. After this, we have a word, but this has a different rule for ikhfa, and I will try not to mess it up, inshallah. So this will not be kuntum, but kuntum, kuntum. So the tongue kind of floats and waits for the letter ta. Now, I am not an expert in ikhfa, but you get the idea. It's just a base appreciation, inshallah. Okay. Now, the noon with a sukoon on top, noon sakinah, has the same sound as the next set of vowels, which we call the tanween letters. So it is a fathatain, so 2 fatha or 2 zabar, kasratain, 2 zair or 2 kasras, and dhammatain, which is 2 pesh or 2 dhamma. Okay. And there are some examples below. We have some words like minkum, jannatin, qawman, etc. So all these letters, they have a noon with a sukoon or noon sakinah. Okay, so Now this sound is what we need to know to be able to apply the rule of iqlab. So if you go to the bottom, now on page 21, lesson 18, the first rule we'll learn today, which will apply in Surah Al Humazah, is iqlab. And one of the meaning could be to convert or to change. Okay, so it says on lesson 18, page 21, memorize this. If after noon sakinah or tanween you see a ba, okay, the letter ba, then you change the noon sakinah or tanween for a meem. The way I tend to explain some of my students is, it's not the actual letter that we change. So we're not changing the word or the letter, but rather the sound of the noon becomes the sound of a meem. Okay, in terms of explanation, it is something which we hear. We don't actually physically change it, but in some Qur'ans you'll find that they will put a small meem on top of the letter ba to signify that you should try and recite with a meem instead of a noon. Okay. Okay, and then you lengthen for 1 second with a nasal sound. Do remember 1 second here means 2 beats, okay, or 2 counts. Okay, not 1 count. And now what I was taught from studying from a few people, there are 2 main school of thoughts on this. How do you do the iqlab? There is one school of thought which says that you leave a very small piece of space between your lips, so much thin enough so that a piece of paper, I don't have a piece of paper, you can put a piece of paper in between. When you do this, when you make the meem sound, there will be a vibration, your lips are barely touching. Okay, that's one school of thought. Another school of thought says that you can actually touch the lips, but very lightly, don't press. And Allah knows best. The advice is the teacher you're studying with at the time, you should try to follow their advice and their teaching, and this should not be a problem. It should not be a question of debate and fighting over these issues, because it does not change the meaning of the Quran. Okay, it's just an application of the rule, inshallah. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to my live dashboard to see whether there are any questions so far. Is everyone clear on this, inshallah? So the rule we're doing today is iqlab. If after a noon sakinah or tanween you see the letter ba, only one letter to remember for iqlab, ba, okay, the letter ba, then we're going to change the sound of the noon or the from the tanween to the sound of a meem. And how do we do it? We make a ghunna, the nasal sound, for 2 counts or 2 beats, and we can either leave a small gap or we can touch the lips, but very lightly, don't press too hard. Okay. Now, this happens either within a word or between two words. So if you look at the examples on our Your Tajweed Made Easy, the first letter, the first word, we have min and then ba'di. We have min and ba'di. Now this iqlab is between two words. It's at the end of the first word. So we have meem and noon sakinah. And then you have the letter ba in ba'di. And on top of the noon, you have a small meem. And you will see this in some Qur'ans. In some copies of the Mus'haf, I believe you may not always find that they will put a small meem for you, which is why it is important for you to understand the rules so you can apply it, inshallah. Okay? So min ba'di becomes min ba'di. Two beats. Min baqliha. Next we have a tanween. Abadan bima becomes abadan bima. This time I've touched my lips. Okay? But you should be consistent. By the way, if you do take one rule, if you either you touch your lips or you leave a small gap, decide on one and stick with it. It's best to stick with one. Don't swap, especially within recitation. Don't swap it. Okay? Next we have nafsin bima becomes nafsin bima. Okay? And if I'm not mistaken, the ghunna, although it should come from the nose, but the ghunna here, we are making it more in the lips. So not nafsin, but nafsin bima. Okay? Next we have munfatirun. So munfatirun bihi becomes munfatirun bih or bihi. Next, min bani would become min bani. Okay? Please forgive me if I've made mistakes. Doing this live is not simple, on top of which I may already have issues with some of my pronunciation, but inshallah, please do correct me. But I'm hoping I'm not making major mistakes. Okay? Now, I hope that's clear. This is iqlab, very simple, one of meem. Okay? With two beats, leave a gap or touch very lightly, inshallah. This is called iqlab, which means to convert or to change. Alhamdulillah. And as far as I know, there is no exception to this, and Allah knows best. Okay, now inshallah, let's get a copy of the Mus'haf. And before we start to correct the surah, if there are any questions, I'm going back to my live dashboard. Any questions so far? Anyone, any question? Nope. Alhamdulillah. So if there are no questions, I would like you to go to Surah Al Humazah. This is Juz Amma, and it is just before Surah Al Fil. And for us, it's going to be lesson 11 of our Juz Amma series, inshallah. I'm going to check my messages quickly. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Right. Everyone ready? Page. You have to find the page. This is the end of the Quran. Okay. Start with Surah An Nas. You count 11 surahs from Surah An Nas. You'll find Surah Al Humazah backwards, inshallah. Okay. In the Madinah Mus'haf, it is page number 601. Okay. Are we starting? Surah Al Humazah. There is one example of the rule for iqlab in here. And if anyone knows which ayah number, you can put it in the comment section below. I can see it already. Have a quick look. Which ayah has the rule of iqlab we've just talked about? Oh, some people want me to wait, inshallah. Okay. Someone said ayah number 4. Correct, Suleiman. Omar Suleiman, mashallah, well done. The rule we're talking about today is in ayah number 4. And it says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Kalla. And then layunbadhanna. you have a noon sakinah before a ba in the same word, will take a small meem. Kalla layunbadanna. Inshallah. MashaAllah, Umar. Can't you press your lips together when you're doing iqlab? Okay, you can join the lips for iqlab, but you can't press it too hard. Okay, as kids PC, so two opinions: either leave a small gap or touch it very lightly, but don't press too hard, inshallah. Okay, good. Let's start. Surah Al Humazah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Surah Al Humazah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Okay, first ayah. ويل لكل همزة لمزة. So the ha, humazah, is bottom throat, and at the end of lumazatin you have a ta marbuta. When you pause or stop on it, it becomes a ha, bottom throat with a sukoon. Okay, so again, ويل لكل همزة لمزة. Okay, next. الذي جمع مالا وعدده. So مالا, here we do what's called idgham with ghunna, 2 beads. Okay, الذي جمع مالا وعدده. You have a ha at the end, so وعدده, bottom throat ha. Okay, one interesting aspect here is if you wanted to join ayah number 1 with ayah number 2, there is another ruling here. Some people call it nun qutni. The end of ayah 1 is lumazatin, and the beginning of ayah 2 is alladhi. You have a hamzatul wasl on alladhi, you have a tanween on lumazatin, so you would need not to say lumazatilladhi, but instead lumazatinilladhi. In the Madina Mushaf, it doesn't show you this. In some copies of different script, it will show you how to actually join them. So if you were to join, you would say wailul likulli humazatil, again, wailul likulli humazatil lumazatinilladhi jama'a malan wa'addadah. I hope this is clear, inshallah. Okay, right. Next, يحسب, ha, middle throat. يحسب أن ماله أخلده. Now here, malahu, we do 4 beats. Okay, this is mad al-munfasil, which was covered before in Surah Al-Kafirun. يحسب, ha, middle throat. An, 2 beats of shadda, nun shadda. Okay, we've done this in the first lesson of Surah An Nas. So يحسب أن ماله أخلده. The kha here, we make it heavy. أخلده, inshallah. Next, كلا. Now on some Quran, you will have a waqf sign here. Here I have a waqf sign which is Sad, Lam and Alif Maksura, which means it is better to continue, but you are allowed to also pause. Okay, and then we have our iqlab word. So كلا لينبذن في الحطمة. Hu is hamidul throat. Ta, mati becomes حطمة. Next ayah, we have a mad al-munfasil, 4 beats, inshallah. وما أدراك ما الحطمة. Remember, the ta marbuta at the end becomes iha. Next, Narullahil muqadah. Ra here is heavy. The lam of the word Allah is heavy, and qaf is heavy. Narullahil muqadah. Okay, ha at the end because ta marbuta. Next, allati tatta. This is a very common mistake for a lot of people to make. Tattali'u. Ain, middle throat. Allati tattali'u ala al-af'idah. Ala al-af'idah. Okay? Allati tattali'u يطلع على الأفئدة. Next. إنها bottom third ha. إنها عليهم bottom throat مؤصدة not mu' not ain but mu, this is hamza. إنها عليهم مؤصدة. And last ayah في عين في عمد ممددة. And again we have a ta marbuta, so we end with a ha with a sakin, inshallah. Obviously, two things to do now is one, you should listen to a scholar of your choice who you like, especially someone with a neutral recitation, and after this you should try and recite yourself, record yourself, recite to someone. But the most important thing is to find a teacher who can actually listen to you and correct you, inshallah. Okay. If there were any mistakes, please forgive me. It's from myself and from shaitan, but if there's any goodness, it's from Allah. Okay. And that is Surah Al Humazah. So the rule we've done was iqlab, and I hope you know about the rule of iqlab now, inshallah. So are there any questions on this surah? Okay, not general questions, not Q&A, just this surah and the rule we've done, inshallah. Okay, if there are no questions, inshallah, we're going to end it here. So we will do this again, inshallah, which is going to be the next surah will be Surah Al Asr. And for the life of me, I don't remember which rule I have picked. It's a very small surah. I think this surah we're going to do a recap of all our previous rules we've studied for the Juz Amma series, inshallah. Please remember that, as always, you must find a teacher to correct. Okay, everyone needs a teacher. I need a teacher. You need a teacher, and I am not a teacher, but rather a facilitated learner, which means I want to share what I know with you and just share the need to keep learning, inshallah. Okay. And we have other series on the channel, Your Tajweed. Please go check them out. We want to also, inshallah, in the future, maybe redesign a new qaida series and make it more professional. So keep track of us on our social media platforms. If you have any questions, you know what to do, let me know in the section below. You can also contact me on our main website, which is healmytajweed.com. Do remember, there are aspects of our projects which is completely fi sabilillah. We're trying to help people to appreciate tajweed and do their own learning. So if you want to contribute, there is a PayPal link. It's paypal.me/healmytajweed. You will also find it in the description and on my website on a dedicated page. So anything you contribute will be considered as sadaqah jariyah. Okay. And lastly, I have a tajweed on tour, but whereby we are going from masjid to masjid or anywhere else that would, inshallah, have us, and we try to at least try to correct some aspects of Surah Al Fateha, some of the tajweed, and ask them to try and find their own lessons, or we will help them. And our platform is hopefully going to be available for everyone for free in the near future. So do check with us and let us know what you think. And I do need help in the project. If you know how to do content creation like this one, if you're good with IT or tech, videography, sound, audio equipment, you don't need necessarily to know tajweed. You can always learn this, inshallah. So please contact me, join us, and give us your support and help, and maybe inshallah we can do some projects together. So we have about 5 minutes, but I don't need to stay until the end. If you have no more questions, I will wish you inshallah good health. May Allah keep you on the straight path, and may Allah forgive us all for our shortcomings. As always, this was Ashik from Your Tajweed, helping you read. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And I still don't know how to stop this. Inshallah, I think it's here.